Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Designs, and I'm your boy Lulua Mark. And we're here with the first project. It's going to be a challenging project. I want us to challenge ourselves and try to design this house that you are seeing on the screen. We want to do a replica of this house and see how far we can achieve this design. So we are going to use Revit. We shall start with the Revit. Maybe if we manage it in Revit, we can also try and do it in ArchiCAD as well. So I would love to hear your comment if we can also bring ArchiCAD after finishing it in Revit. So of course we are starting the project straight away. So yes, we are heading straight to Revit. Here we are, and I'm going to be a little bit fast with the initial setups in Revit. I believe you'll be able to follow along. So we come to our new, that's we want to create a new project. You can click on this drop down. If you see architectural template, you open it, you click OK here. But if yours is not showing here, we shall go to this browse. Then we come to this preview. Then we go to English. We come to default metric and OK. So it will open for us our project. That's going to be our new project that we are doing. My laptop is a little bit slower, so I'll have to wait for it to load. Revit is a heavy software, and if your machine is not a gaming machine, a gaming laptop, you always experience this kind of lagging. So yeah, now the interface is here. I don't know how many levels this house is. Let me see. Let's assume this one is one, two. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means we shall have 9 levels. So we shall come to our floor plans here, and we need to create those levels before we start designing. So now I'll open any of the elevations here. Let me just open east. And then here we are supposed to create those levels. Now I'm going to click on one level. I'll come to this create similar. I'll simply start creating like that. Create like that. Like that. We have 5 so far. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. We need one more down here. That will be the foundation. So now we have created our levels. If you want to escape, you click on the escape button on your keyboard so that your mouse or your cursor is relieved from the task that it is actively working on. Or you can right click and cancel until the mouse is free to move again. Now we have problems here. If you come to our floor plan, you'll only see level 1, level 2, and site. That means all these other levels that we have created are not showing. Why do you think so? We need to go to view. We come to view, then we look for this plan view, then we open the floor plan. You'll see all the levels that are not showing here. So we're going to select all of them. I'll hold on my shift and select all of them, and I'll simply click OK. Then they will open up. Let me just close this. Now they're all in blue, and you can now see they're indicating in the floor plans. All of them are showing here. And the first level, I decided to leave it at 4 meters. Now we can start giving the what? We can start relabeling these levels. So now from ground to the first floor, I'm going to say it's you just click on the line, it will be active. This is going to remain 4 meters. Then the third level, I'm going to add, you'll keep adding. This floor to floor height is supposed to be 3.5. So now 3.5 plus 4 meters, that should be 7.5, I guess. Just like that. And then you add 7.5 plus 3.5. That's let's say 10, then 5, that's 11. You click on this, this will be 11 meters high, just like that. And then you add 3.5 to this, that should be 14.5, I guess, 14.5, like that. And then this one here should be, if the other one is 14.5, you add 3.5 to it, that should be 14.5 plus 3.5, 7, that is 18 meters, I guess. That should be 18 meters. Now this other one should be 18 meters, that should be plus 3.5, that should be 11, 21, 500, 21, 500 high. And then this other one, this one here is supposed to be 21.5, and then 4, so let it be 25. I'm not quite sure, but we shall try that. And then the ninth, you say 28, 500. And then I guess that should be it. That should be the end of our levels. So for now, it really doesn't matter how your levels are, but all you need to do is you give the floor to floor height according to what you feel like, okay, how your design needs it. For example, the ground level to the first level, I gave it 4 meters, and then from here up, the rest have been given 3.5, 3.5. You can also do more than 3.5, you can do more than 4. So it's not static to these things that we have shown. Now we have done this, let's go to our level 1. I'll rename it ground so that I can understand. Otherwise, if I don't label this, it will confuse me. I can just click here. I'll say ground level, just like that, so that it will guide me. Then this level 10 will be foundation, so that we differentiate those levels that are down. So the foundation level is always negative, and the measurement also depends. It really depends. This one is just a dummy number, but of course it's structural for you to understand how deep this will be. I'm sure for a building of this nature, it's supposed to be deeper than this. So now we can go to our ground floor, just like this. Then we can start designing. So I'm just going to draw a basic floor plan. We're not going to really concentrate so much on the floor plan because really we don't know how the floor plan is inside, but our target is the facading. Now I'll come to architecture. I'll come to wall. I'll select wall architecture, and I'm going to use this rectangle tool to draw a floor, ground floor, just like this. Let's say let's just say something like this. It really doesn't matter how big it is for now, because we are not really so much interested in knowing how big the house is in terms of what is inside. So when you come to your 3D is this. When you come to this building, icon, you click on it, it will show you the 3D of the house. So now I can simply select, I'll right click, I'll select all instances in the entire project. It will select all the walls, then I'll reduce the height to 4 meters. Since our first ground or our first floor is at 4 meters, that should be it. And then I'll also click on it, or even not clicking, I can just come to this visual style. I'll bring it to set it so that you can see it well, like this. Now you see our house is sitting between the ground floor and this level 2, which is supposed to be our first floor. Okay, now that one is done. So what we shall do, I think we shall need to work on the ground floor first. We shall need to work on the ground floor. This ground floor, we work on it properly before we even continue to the rest, because we shall understand how we can proceed upwards. Now on the ground floor, we are going to do a lot of this house is full of curtain walls. It's basically curtain walls all over. But before we even go to the curtain walls, we need to create the floors down. We need to create the floors down and also up. We finish up this part, then we shall be able to proceed up. So what we are going to do is I'll create a floor. You come to architecture, you go to this floor, you select architectural floor, then I'll come to these pick lines. I'll just pick lines, then I'll give it an offset around here. I'll give an offset of, let's say, 2 meters, that is 2000 millimeters. So I'll select all around the building. I'll click OK. Now it has a floor down. You can see here it now has a floor down. Now we have to go to the top. We also need to give a floor up there. I'll still come to architecture, floor architecture. I'll come to pick lines. This time I'm not going to go outside. I'm not going to give it an offset. I'll just do it from inside. So I can simply click around the wall like this. But now in the properties, we're going to change the level from ground level to level 2 because we want this floor to be up. Just click OK. Then when you come here, you'll see it has covered the house from up. So that's basically what we wanted to achieve. Yeah, that's what we wanted to achieve. Now I'm going to create, I see the house is supposed to be like this. Yeah, supposed to be like this. So here we're going to create we're going to start creating these areas here. These are curtain walls. These curtain walls, let's try and create them, the done ones, so that we can see how far we are proceeding. So I'll come to the 3D. That's where we're going to create our curtain walls. I'll select on this first wall that is facing us, this one here. Then you come to this icon down there that says temporary hide, stroke isolate. You click on it, you say isolate. Now it will bring the wall here. Now here you can play around with the wall the way you want. See that? Now we're going to create some curtain walls here. But I think before we create this curtain wall, we need to create something that is going to look like a door. Let me first reset. We need to first create something that looks like a door here, so that we can know exactly where to create our curtains. Now we shall come to architecture. We go to door, and then we shall load family. Nowadays with the doors, Revit has doors in Revit library, but of course these doors are basic. So if you want those nice looking doors, you better download them from libraries. You can get libraries like Beam Objects. There's Beam Objects. There's 3D Warehouse. We also have libraries like called Revit library. So you need to download this just the way I've downloaded mine, so that you can have your different components the way you want. So I'm going to select, let me look at the door. I'd seen the door I wanted, but now it has disappeared. Yeah, it is this one here. This door, I'll just open it, and then it will load into Revit. I'll wait for it to load. Let it load. These components are heavy, so they will load slowly, and we shall give it time to load. So yeah, I encourage you to download those components from Revit library, so that you can have unique designs for yourself. Otherwise, it is only ArchiCAD that comes with the inbuilt libraries. You can get everything in the software, but for Revit, they will give you a few, the rest you download online. See how long this one is taking. I think basically because of the computer, but otherwise by now this will have been loaded, but we shall wait for it. So you come to the ground floor. You can now place the door. You see, it will detect the wall. If it is not on the wall, it will not be active. So I'll put it there, and then when you come to the 3D, you should be able to see the door. I don't know where it is here. Yeah. Now this is the main door that we have, and of course this door I'm going to increase the height. First of all, I'll click on it. I'll come to edit type, and then the height, which is here. This height has to be, since our floor height from the ground to level 2 is 4 meters, I can have this one at 3.6. So be around there. I'll apply, and then I'll say, let me wait for it to load. Now it has gone past that. What did I do? I gave it 36 meters. It was extremely high. It was even higher than the house itself. So now there, and then the width I can give, let's say 4 meters. This is a very big house, so I can just have something like that. And yeah, you can see it is looking a little bit proportional to the size of the house now. So yeah, now that we have our door, I think we can now play around the curtains around the door. Yeah, we can now play around. We have 1, 2, these two on this side. So now I can simply select this wall. I'll say temporary hide and isolate. I'll come to isolate element. Now here I can come to the split tool. If you want to find it from here, you go to modify, then you will see the split tool here. Now I can split this wall. Let's say I'm going to split it from here like that. Then this side I'll also split it from here like that. Then here 1.3, so 900, let's say 1.4, I'll split there, 1.4 there. I'll also split it there. Then here I can split it around, let's say this will be 3. We gave that one 3.6. I can split there. Then this side I can have 3, maybe 400. I'll split that. Then here I can also go 3.6 like that, split. Then this was 400, split. Now I can escape. You select one of the walls like that. Then you come to this properties that is showing the basic wall. You click on the drop down. You look for curtain wall. You can either select, let's say, storefront. You can try. You see that? And then you can change to maybe exterior glazing. Okay. And then you can change it to curtain wall. Okay. Things like that. You can do whatever thing you want. But of course, I'm going to, first of all, this one confuses what we get. So I'll escape. I'll go back. Now it has gone completely back. So I'll click on it again. I'll select this curtain wall because we want to manually change the grid lines. So I'll also select this wall. The split for this wall was done on a different thing. Now we need to split this one. Come to the split tool where this one is. We have to split. And then this one here. This one here. Let me see. Split there. Okay, now I can select that. I'll come to my curtain wall. I'll select that. Now these two are all curtain walls. We can now create for them. Grid lines. You come to architecture. You look for curtain grid. Click on curtain grid. Then you can just place. Let's say 600. 600. 600. Let's just randomly place them. Then we can measure. Let's say if we are given this 600, this 600, let's see if it will balance like that. Click here, 600. That means we need one more. You come to curtain grid, click there. Now it has gone. Though this side are bigger than the others, it's okay. So here 600, 600, 600, 600. Let me just put that. Let me put that and that. And then we can give them measurements from here. So now this one has to be 600. And then this one is supposed to be 600. And this one, I'm seeing it's again smaller. So anyway, that's not our target. All we want is to have this curtain glaze. Now you come to your mullion, click on mullion, you go to all grids, you come and click there. You also come and click there. Now you can escape. When you come to reset, you come to this temporary hide and isolate. You go to reset, you'll see what we have here. It has created those curtain walls. See how it has created them. Now that is how you can create a curtain wall. Of course, we are going to have let me see the design. Now we're assuming we have finished this and this. We also have the door. Now we need curtain walls here, there. So that's 1 and 2 for each side. So we can turn here like this. We come to this. Then you come to isolate, temporary isolate. We're going to split tool. We can split, let's say this is 9.2, split there. Then this side, I don't know what it is. I'll just now manually split without really considering. So 3 point supposed to be 3.6. This side is supposed to be 400. like there. Then this one is supposed to be 3.6, and then this is supposed to be 400, like that. And then you can select this, you come to this wall, you go to curtain wall, you give it curtain wall, you click on this one, you go to the wall menu, you come to curtain wall, then we go to architecture. We are looking for the curtain grids. Now we can start giving them grids. Remember, we are doing 600, right? 600. Let me just, I don't know why it is not appearing. 600. We shall measure later after giving them. So we shall assume these are all 600, 600. Even this side shall just give as many as possible. But of course, when you are doing real design, you are supposed to measure these things very well so that your design doesn't look messy. And then you can now align 600. This will be 600. This will be 600. This will be 600. It's a lot of work, tedious work. If you want to achieve a perfect design, you need to always give your time so that you can get the best result possible. So 600, 600, here 600. You will now realize they are not even enough. 600. So I'll come to architecture, curtain grid, I'll place more here, here. I'll measure those 600, 600. That one has remained bigger. So we can do the same for this side. This will be 600. This 600. 600. So I guess I'll just, once I finish this side, I may not do other sides as perfect as they should, because this can really take a lot of our time relabeling these. Let me just come to architecture, grid, add more grids there. 600, just add 600, 600, 600. Let me come to architecture, grid there. Let me just leave these ones like that. I'll come to mullion, then I go to all grids, I'll place there and I'll place here. When we come to this temporary height and we reset, you should be able to see this side like that. Now you can see that. So that will work for this side, and we assume the other side is the same as this. Now we are supposed to do the same for this side. Now I'll just I'm not going to create a lot of different styles. Let me just come and isolate this. This time I'll just split this around here and here. Then the rest I'll change to curtain wall. I'll just pick this, I'll drop down this, I'll come to grid, then I'll go to architecture, then curtain grid. This time we're not going to really mind so much about the measurement, because we don't want to waste a lot of time being perfect on that. The purpose is for you to understand. We go to structure, you look for mullion, go to all grids, click on that, come to you can escape, then we're going to reset this. Then we have that curtain wall all round. I guess now that will be it for these sides. Then of course, if you look at this design, it has some kind of designs here, but we shall do these ones later when we want to create other things. What I want us to achieve now is to achieve the floor that is on top of this. I need us to achieve the floor, this second floor here, this level 2. I want us to draw it so that we can proceed. Now we shall have to open from the floor plans. You open the second level, it will show you what is on the ground level. Now this thing that is active is basically the floor. That is the slab that we put on top of the ground floor. It's the one showing. Now we're going to draw another wall here. We shall go to our architecture. We come to wall, architecture wall. I will also use or I can just simply offset. I pick line, then I'll offset each of these at let's say 1 meter inside. We shall offset it 1 meter inside. So I'll pick it's not picking. Anyways, let me just draw. I'll come to this. I'll draw something around here like that. It should not go all the way to outside. Can draw something like that. Cancel. Yeah, something like that. Now we can give it here 1000, just like that. Then you click here. You also give it here 1000, just like that. Then when you come here, you give this side 1000. Of course, this one should also be 1000, just like that. Now when you come to a 3D, you should be able to see this wall here that is on top of the other house. However, it is looking small. Let me just click on this, select. You hold on Control if you want to select so many things. I'll click on Control, I'll select that, select this, and select this. Then from here in the properties, you are seeing the top constraint is unconnected, and the unconnected height is 1000. This one is supposed to be 3.5 meters high. So you can write that, you click enter. Now you see the wall extends to the next level where it is supposed to be. So that should work for us as this level here, but of course we shall now create curtain walls around it, which we shall do a little bit later. So what we now need to do, I will simply create a floor. I'll create a floor for this one here. Instead of creating a floor for this, yeah, I think we're going to create one thing that I was thinking about is to just basically copy and paste, but of course this level has a different measurement compared to the downer, but for the remaining heights they will have the same measurement. So we shall do copy and paste from levels. Now we can come to this second level. We go to architecture, we look for floor. We're going for architectural floor. It is asking for us to save the project, so I'm going to pick lines. I'll basically pick these lines for the upper floor. So you just click OK. Now you see here it is saying level 2, but we are supposed to create this for level 3. So you come here, you change it to level 3 so that Revit does not complain. Now we have that. We now have that. Since now we have drawn this, we shall finish this level here completely before we can just copy and take it to the upper level, so that we shall not struggle creating level by level. So all we need to do is now to create our curtain glazings for this upper side. So I'll simply click on this wall. I'll come to isolate. I'll isolate it. Then I can come to split. I'll split here. Let's just say, I don't know what measurement is that. Let me see. Well, that's 500. Then this side should be 500, like that. And then the rest I'll just turn to curtain wall. I'll just click curtain wall. Then I'll come to architecture, look for curtain grid. You can give them grids. So I'm going to do it randomly, like that, because this one can give us a lot of work if we want to do it perfectly. So here you go to architecture again, you come to mullion, you go to all grids, you give it that. Then I will come to isolate again. I will reset, and we shall have that. Now we need to do the same for this side, this wall. We shall come to isolate or temporary hide. We isolate it. You go to split tool. This was 500. This will be 500. Then this, you come to walls, you go to curtain walls, you come to architecture, you go to curtain grid, start giving grid, just like that, like this, 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 like that. So you go to architecture again, mullion, all grid lines, you click on one like this, it will select all of them. Then I can simply come to this temporary reset, and we shall have that. So you can do this for all these sides. We're supposed to do for all the sides. This one here, not that. This one, we are going to isolate it. Isolate, come to split. This is 500. Supposed to be 500. Then this is supposed to be 500, like that. And then I click on this. You go to walls, you select the curtain grid, you go to architecture, curtain grid, keep on creating the grids like that. Create grids, create grids, create grids, create grids, create grids, like that. And then you go to architecture again, you come to mullion, you go to all grid lines, place mullions. And then you come to reset it, reset, you have it there. Then one last side here, so let me click on that. You come to this temporary hide, isolate, you go to split. This will be 500. Then this side should be 500, like that. Then you select this, you come to wall, you look for curtain wall, you go to architecture, curtain grid, you place grids everywhere, like that. Place grids, placing grids. So you go to architecture, mullion, all grid lines, place mullions, can escape, you come to reset it. Then you have all your sides glazing with the curtain wall. See that? So now that we have created this level, it will be now easier for us to deal with the rest of the levels. So what I can do, I will come to let us say this level here. Okay. So now I basically want to, let me just select from the 3D. Let me select from the 3D. If I select this, if I select holding on control, if I select this, I mean control, if I select everything from this level, if I select everything like this, select it there, select here, let me just select that, let me select this, let me move around. If I select this, if I select this one is already selected. Then if I select this, if I select this, I think we have selected everything. This one, like that. So I believe we have selected everything. Including, let's include even the floor. For now, you can simply say you come to this copy, you copy to clipboard, then you come to this paste, then you say align to selected levels. When you select levels here, for example, if I select all these levels, let's say from level 3 up to 9, if I click OK, you realize it will take our house all the way to the 9th level. It will just align them to the level that we have created, that we have given. That means we shall not create, you see that? You see how it has gone? Now it has pasted the design up to the level that we have given it. So that is how easy you can do it. So everything is perfect. We shall only now need to do the facading. You see that? All we need to do is now the facading. However much this curtain glazing is also facading, but we want to achieve something that is close to this. So that will be now for the next part of the video. Since we have done this, we shall now simply come back to start our facading, and we try to achieve that design as we have seen. So that will be it for today. See you again in the next part of this project. Thank you so much for sticking with us.